Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share some insights I've gained about the art of negotiation. These ideas stem from various sources, including my own experiences and some fascinating research I've come across. Let's dive in. When most people hear negotiation, they might picture heated arguments or high stakes business deals. But the truth is, we negotiate every day with our partners, colleagues, even with ourselves. So let's start by challenging some common misconceptions. Negotiation isn't about winning at all costs. It's not about finding a perfect middle ground, and it's definitely not about manipulation or deceit. So what is it about? At its core, negotiation is about problem solving and relationship building. Let me illustrate with a personal story. A few years ago, I shared an apartment with a friend. I loved having the windows open for fresh air, but my roommate preferred them closed to keep out noise. Initially, we argued about it constantly. Then one day, we sat down and really talked it through. Turns out, I wanted fresh air because our apartment felt stuffy, while my roommate needed quiet to focus on work. Our solution? We invested in a good air purifier and some noise-canceling headphones. Problem solved, and our friendship strengthened in the process. This experience taught me valuable lessons about effective negotiation. Dig deeper than surface-level demands. Seek to understand the other person's perspective. Get creative with solutions. Now let's break down some key principles that can help us all become better negotiators. Imagine you're buying a car. The seller's position might be $20,000 firm. Your position might be not a penny over $15,000. If you both stick to these positions, you're at an impasse. But what if you explored the interests behind these positions? Maybe the seller needs quick cash for a family emergency. Perhaps you're worried about ongoing maintenance costs. By understanding these underlying interests, you might find a solution, like a lower price with a warranty included. To uncover interests, ask open-ended questions. Listen actively and empathetically. Share your own interests openly. Too often, we approach negotiation as a fixed pie scenario. But what if we could make the pie bigger? Let's say you're negotiating a job offer. Instead of just focusing on salary, consider the entire compensation package. Can you discuss flexible hours, professional development opportunities, or performance bonuses? By bringing more elements to the table, you increase the chances of finding a mutually beneficial agreement. Techniques for expanding the pie. Brainstorm additional items of value. Consider long-term implications. Look for complementary interests. When emotions run high, it's easy for negotiations to derail. That's where objective criteria come in handy. These are external standards that both parties can agree on. For example, if you're discussing a raise, you might reference industry salary surveys or the company's established performance metrics. This shifts the conversation from a subjective, I want, you want, to an objective, what's fair based on these standards? Sources of objective criteria, market values, scientific findings, professional standards, legal precedents. This is perhaps the most crucial principle. It's easy to villainize the other party in a negotiation, but that rarely leads to good outcomes. Instead, try to see them as partners in problem solving. I once mediated a dispute between two small business partners. They were so focused on blaming each other that they couldn't see how their conflict was damaging their company. By encouraging them to attack the problem, not each other, we eventually reached a resolution that saved their business and their friendship. Strategies for focusing on the problem. Use I statements instead of accusatory. You statements. Acknowledge emotions without letting them drive the process. Take breaks if tensions rise. Of course, not every negotiation goes smoothly. Here are some strategies for challenging scenarios. If you feel you're at a disadvantage, focus on improving your BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, highlighting the unique value you bring, building coalitions with others who share your interests. If someone uses manipulative tactics, name the behavior. For example, it seems like you're using time pressure here. Suggest a process check. For example, let's revisit our ground rules. Be willing to walk away if necessary. In emotionally charged situations, take breaks to cool down. Use I feel statements to express emotions without accusation. Consider bringing in a neutral third party. Remember, the goal of negotiation isn't just to get what you want in the moment. It's about finding solutions that work for everyone and building relationships helps in the process. I'm reminded of a quote I once heard: in a good negotiation, everyone walks away feeling like they've won. This doesn't mean everyone gets everything they wanted. It means they feel heard, respected, and satisfied with the outcome. So how can you start applying these principles in your daily life? Here are some suggestions. Practice active listening in your everyday conversations. Before your next disagreement, try to identify the interests behind each position. Look for opportunities to expand the pie in your personal and professional interactions. Keep a negotiation journal to reflect on your experiences and learnings. Remember, becoming a skilled negotiator takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself and others as you develop these skills. Negotiation isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about understanding, creativity, and mutual respect. By focusing on interests, expanding options, using fair criteria, and treating people well, we can turn potential conflicts into opportunities for collaboration and growth. I encourage you all to approach your next negotiation, whether it's about a major business deal or simply deciding where to go for dinner, with these principles in mind. You might be surprised at the positive outcomes you can achieve. Thank you for your attention. I'd love to hear about your experiences with negotiation. What challenges have you faced? What strategies have worked for you? Let's continue this conversation and learn from each other.